fucking loud. I'm currently on a ZZR1400. I'm a little anxious, shall we say, because this bike is supposedly fucking fast. Ooh, that's interesting. The brakes are like switches. It's that typical Kawasaki braking system, which is on or off. Oh, just want to get it out on the open road, see what it's got. I'm stuck in fucking traffic. So, what can I say? This is a ZZR1400 Kawasaki. So it's got the 1.4 litre inline 4 engine, over 200 horsepower, and supposedly one of the most stable bodies ever, because this thing can get very close to the magical 200 mile an hour mark, and I don't deny it. Kawasaki's answer to the Suzuki Hayabusa. And it's a big kick in the teeth for Suzuki, because they've had the market to themselves for a very long time. Now there's a new daddy, there's a new king of speed. It's not the power that's impressive, it's the delivery of the power. It's so smooth and linear, and the speedo looks like a rev counter. The speed just climbs. Look at it go! Fucking hell! And even at slow speeds, you know, we're just doing 40 now. It's manageable. It's not too heavy, doesn't feel too clumsy. It actually is very, very impressive. To put a 1.4 litre engine in a bike, it's ballsy. Because yeah, we know we're going to get the power. You know you're going to get a very, very powerful bike. But are you still going to get a manageable bike? Are you still going to get something that people can ride? I have a feeling that was their biggest question. Can people ride it? Can people use it every day? Can people manage the power? Is it an accessible bike? And I'm happy to report that, my God, not only is it accessible, it is absolutely intoxicatingly good. The engine feels so manageable. So manageable for such a powerful machine. You think about it this way, this is the same size engine you get in a Volkswagen Polo, and they've put it in a bike, and they've given it 200 horsepower! Fucking maniacs! It's so hard to stop talking about this engine. Really, really hard. But actually, above all things, the thing that impresses me is how good this thing is at turning. I can't get over it. This thing should be awful, but it's just not the case. But granted, some of you may have looked down at the dash there and seen a little bit of gold. And the reason for that is that this ZZR has the performance pack, which means not only do you get one of the fastest bikes on the market, but you get a bike that's got full Olin suspension, a lot of nice little graphics, and to top it all off, an Akrapovic exhaust system, which sounds brilliant. I don't think you can probably get a better bargain on the market nowadays. Yeah, this is like the king of overtakes. It just doesn't matter what you've ridden, what you've driven, what you've seen on the TV. This thing is so much faster. It's just ballistically quick. I'm struggling to think why anyone wouldn't want one. I think that's because it's not an unusable bike. You know, you could commute on this. You could actually commute. Thank you all. saying that they did tests with the Busa and the ZZR. And there's not much in it. They're both stupidly fast. Far too fast for the road. Far, far too fast. And I think the issue with these bikes is it's not how good they are at all. You know, if people are looking for reviews going, you know, is it a good bike? They're awesome bikes. There's no way you can call them bad bikes. The problem is that when you use these bikes, you tend to get in a lot of shit. Deep, deep doo-doo. The problem is that you come up on things so fast. Everything just happens instantaneously. Like boom, boom, boom. Roundabout, roundabout, roundabout. Junction, junction, junction. Everything is so fucking... Oh. It's like driving something so easy though. That's what's really strange, is that it's so easy to ride it. So it's like driving a Volkswagen Golf, but with the view out the window sped up like 10 times. £5, that's all you're getting. That's all you're getting, baby. I'm not fueling you for the next fucking customer. Oh, gee. It's fucking stuck or something. That's a bit wank, isn't it? I think they've done something quite clever with this bike. I think they've given the sports bike customer a real dilemma here, because this bike is sort of a HyperSuperDooper. So they've given you beyond superbike performance, but in the comfort and the packaging of a touring bike. And it just works. It's a very, very clever bike for something that appears from the outset so basic. You know, put a massive engine in something, try and make it the fastest bike in the world. That was basically their main goal, if you will. You know, to make something ridiculously fast. But it wasn't enough. It's not enough anymore just to make something really fast. It's got to be able to be used every day. It's got to be able to be used by the average Joe. The average Joe has got to be able to take this bike up to 160 mile an hour and keep it there. It's not that easy to fulfill the requirements of the sports touring class, because people now want superbike performance from their sport tourers. And I think what Kawasaki have accessed is a hole in the market. A hole which originally the Hayabusa was really the only one there. But I think this feels a lot more plush than a Hayabusa. You know, I think this feels a lot more premium. All the controls feel fantastic. I mean, you've got fucking Öhlins, for Christ's sake, on it. It's got such a wide spectrum of use. You can go for a blast on the weekend. You can tour on it perfectly comfortably. The wind protection is fantastic, which of course it has to be from something which is capable of such monumental speed. I mean, look at this roll-on. It just takes off. Give this thing's wings. Give it wings and I promise you it will fly. I'd love to get this on something like an airstrip or something like that, just to see how fucking ridiculously fast this thing is. And I rotate, boom, straight past him, no messing about. Oh my god, like a fucking orgasm over this bike. How do you make something this incredible? And as I said before, not incredible just because of the engine, incredible because of how manageable it is, how good with everyday stuff it is. You know, how capable it is in just about any scenario I can think of. It's all you have to do when you're feeling shit. Get on the loud pedal! I don't care what the price is. I don't care how long it takes to get one. If you are after a sports tourer that has a bit of an edge over anything else, look no further. But there's Zed! Oh! I'll just slow it down a bit so you can hear me. That is the best damn thing about it. When all your mates are riding their superbikes and you're sitting on your ZZR1400 with your panniers and your missus on the back, you just flip it down to and fucking leave them for dead. You look down at the speedo and you really do scare yourself. You really do. If you buy this bike, I'd sellotape that up. You don't ever want to know how fast you're going. Yes please, Kawasaki, if you're ever thinking of getting rid of one of these and you just want to give it to someone, I am ready. You need like balls of steel to keep this thing on full throttle, because the speed that you're going to get up to by keeping it on full throttle is just insane. I'm sorry there was no technical stuff in that review, guys, but I challenge any one of you to ride this bike and be able to talk whilst riding. It just sends you into hyperspace, this bike. You can't possibly think, which is why the bike's brakes are so powerful, because when you're doing the speeds that this is capable of, you need that stopping power. You really do need it, because standard brakes are no longer good enough. Standard suspension, it's no longer good enough. A standard chassis, they haven't made one before. This whole thing was just a test, and it's a testament to how good engineering is.